All right. So people who need more of a challenge, doing division, you're not going to draw the groups because the numbers are usually too big. So I'll give you an example. If you had 63 divided by 7, I'm not going to draw 7 groups and divide up the 63. Well, I could, but it would take a long time. So if you're doing these challenge questions, this is where you know your multiplication facts. You already know those ones that are above the grade 3 expectation. Okay, so this is where you would use a strategy I showed in the division video where we can use algebra, where you don't need to know the division as long as you know the multiplication. So what I do is switch it to multiplication. So I take the 7 and I times whatever this is. So this is like algebra. We don't know what it is. 7 times something, and it equals 63. Okay? And if you know your multiplication facts, this is where you can you can write it down or do it in your head and be able to figure this out. Okay? So I know that 7 times 9 is 63. So my answer would be 9. And therefore 63 divided by 7, my answer would be 9. So it's making those connections between multiplication and division. So being able to look at that question and say, hey, I know a multiplication fact just like that. And that's all it is, because they're totally related. Okay? So some other examples here. Okay? So 56 divided by 8. Well, you got to think of the multiplications. You take the 8 times blank equals 56. Okay? So this is one of those tricky ones, actually. There's not much of a strategy for the multiplication, but I know that 8 times 7 is 56, so this answer is 56. So for some of you, writing down the multiplication like this would be helpful, so that it'll help you answer this question. Some of you might be able to do it in your head to figure it out. Okay? I'll do one more example. Let's see. 42 divided by 6. So again, think of the multiplication. Take the small number. 6 times something equals 42. Okay? So think about what you can multiply by 6 to get to 42. Okay, I know 6 times 10 is 60. That's too big. 6 times 5 is 30. That's too small. So 6 times 6, 36. Closer. 6 times 7, 42. There we go. Okay, and sometimes that's what it takes, just doing some skip counting from numbers that you do know. All right.